All right. Hey everybody, how you doing? And this is a very special episode of AnKorage Extras. And why is it special? Well, that's because it's unlisted. So that means whoever I give the link to, whether it be out in public, out on social media, or anything like that, only certain people are going to see it. I could tell people in different chats. And there we go. And that's pretty much it. So we are going to be looking at a secret regarding how I make videos. I use a management and tracking software to a degree. This is going to be focused on the deck application for Nextcloud. And it's really good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually show you how I manage and track things from a written standpoint on a project board, on a Kanban board, using Nextcloud, using the application deck, and which is a cards application, and you can put many different things in there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go into that, and I'm going to show you the individual steps that I take in order to produce my videos. So it's a pretty special thing, so you want to check this out. So let's get into it. All right, so we've come into Firefox, and here we are. And we are in Nextcloud on Disroot. And we can see I've got all my boards listed here. And we've got behind the scenes. Now, this is strictly for behind the scenes stuff. This is for administrative stuff. Things I do to my systems or software or things like that. This is just for my own thing. Videos, this is where my actual video tracking and Kanban board is. So, but we are going to be going into this demo and testing. Now I put Z there because this is actually an alphabetical. So I throw a Z so it shows up at the end. So we got demo and testing. So this is where my demo is and testing is. So we can see we got overdue today, tomorrow, next 7 days. I've got this one coming out on Monday. I just haven't actually, it's scheduled, and they are uploaded and they're scheduled. So I don't have to worry about that. And then after, that's going to get thrown away. Later, no due, stuff like that. I don't really pay attention to this section. So I'm going to go down into my demo and testing, and I've got a couple of cards here. So what I've got is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. Idea to do. So basically any video ideas that I have, I throw them into this column here. And then as the production process goes, I move it from one column to the next. So from idea, it goes to pre-production, and then in production. Pre-production is when I start preparing for it. In production is when I'm actually doing it. Post-production is all of my editing and such. Publish and schedule. So if I publish it or schedule it, it goes in this column. And if I have anything that ends up being delayed or canceled, it goes into that column. So why don't we look at the template demo, because this is actually what I've got going on. So I put a copy of the entire process into this card. So what I've got is I got details here. So that's everything here. Attachments, I can upload new files. This is typically where I would actually put my title card, and so that I can actually download it onto Solaria for the purpose of posting out on social media. And I can also put a copy of the actual final released video file here that I can download to Solaria, so that I can upload from there. And I can share from files if I already have it in my files area. Comments, any special comments I've got going on, any particular things I need to make note of or just remember to do and stuff like that. And then I've got timeline over here, which basically gives me, everything that's been changed or added or deleted as I've gone through it. So on details, I can put tags. So I've got here video card template and my tags. If I click off to the side here, I've got all these different tags that I can pick from. Canceled, delayed, idea, in production. If it has to go into a special playlist, then I pick a tag of the playlist that it should end up in. And then let's see, post-production, pre-production, publishing, scheduling, scheduled, and course, video card template. I've got a special card that just has all of this down here. Assign a user to this card. I'm the only user, so I don't assign it to anybody. Selecting a due date. Now, I only use this date for the date that it's going to be going live. So if I go ahead and publish it and set it to public, then I use the date that I did that for. If it's a video that I've scheduled, at the time of scheduling, I set the due date of the day for the release. So it's not actually a due date; it's a release date. So, and then we get down to the description area. So basically, we can undo, redo, bold, italicize, use headings, do an unordered list or bullet point, ordered list with numbers, a to-do list, which I use heavily. I can insert a link, I can do a block quote, I can do callouts, I can do a code block if I'm doing any code, but I don't, so I don't use it. I can throw in emojis. I can insert an attachment. And then the remaining actions are underline, strike through, table, translate, formatting help, and how many words and how many characters. Hope you could have seen that. But if you can, great. If not, I told you what they are. So this first section here is it's done as an italicized. Basically, all I have to do is type something and throw an asterisk at the beginning and the end, and it goes italicized and turns gray and to a smaller font size. So there we go. So below are 5 sections: title, video production and card flow, announcement template, description, tags. So here's the title. So this is where I plug in the title of the video. And what I do with this is that this is actually going to be, like that. So this is the title that I actually use in, basically for my entry that gets uploaded. This is the video title that goes out. So there's that. And then I've got the video production card flow. So idea to do. So assign card tag, idea to do. Assign the appropriate playlist tag if appropriate, which typically they should be, but they might not be on occasion. Copy and paste the template details. So basically that's this. Create my title. So I write my title. Edit description and tags to fit the video topic. And that is down here. I'll write my, this is the video where I tell you how I manage and track videos. So there we go. So that's how I do that. And, this gets posted on everything. And then I, do my tags. So out on YouTube, these are my tags list. So I have some preset ones that I've got, and then I'll add a few. And then on Odyssey, I've got 5. So I can only put in 5. So I have to pick 5 tags. Tag 1, tag 2, and I have to do it like that. And so that's how we do those. So, and then I edit the announcement text. So that announcement text is right down here. And basically I say new video. I put the title here. And then I put the links to YouTube and Odyssey here. I say Skál. And then I've got my, my social media tags. So now put in however many. I try to keep it like less than 5. So that when I do my announcements out on social media, I just copy and paste what I've got typed here. All right, so after that, we are going to be moving to pre-production. So let's move card to pre-production list. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to move this over. So now I'm in the pre-production area. So come down here, remove card tag idea to do and assign card tag pre-production. So I can do it right from inside here. So I can just come down, undo that, and then I go to, come on pre, where are you? You're blue. You should be. There it is. I need to change these to blue, I think. So do that. And if I see that, you can see it's got that change right there, pre-production. So open it back up. And then these are supposed to be not bullet points. These are supposed to be a to-do list. However, when I paste my my to-do list, it reverts back to a bullet point. So what I actually have to do is I have to come in here and highlight the whole thing. Typically, so like that. I have to do it by section. So go like this. I highlight all of that, get rid of that, and turn it back into it. So this is a functionality issue. I don't know if it's a bug or anything like that, or they just didn't pay attention to what they were doing. I have no idea. But this is on the developers of the application. But this is a checklist, so I have to go through and turn it back into a checklist. So guys out at Disroot, yeah, I've got my issue put out, and it's out on Force Joe. But if this is something that needs to go to the application developers, you can either do that, or you could just tell me to go ahead and do that. I actually found it, and I've bookmarked it so I can do it myself. Excuse me. So pre-production is finished. So I'm going to check off everything. So in pre-production, I do that. So what I do in Odin is actually, let me bring those back real quick. So I move the card to pre-production. So that's what we're doing. And remove the card tag. And then out on Odin, which is what I'm on right now, I have to copy and paste the template folder. I have a folder that's got has a blank copy of my video file, the editing file, and so I have that, and I've got other files that are already in that template. So I copy that and I paste it, and then I rename that folder relative to the video title. And then I create a thumbnail, and then I upload it to the deck card. The file will also upload to Nextcloud files and do not complete for AnKorage Extras videos. Well, this is an AnKorage Extra, so I'm not going to do that. So obtain and or acquire any needed resources, products, etc. Complete only if anything had to be acquired. So basically anything physical, if I had to do that. Edit the announcement text. So I've done that. So see, that doesn't get done. This one I didn't need to, so that's all set. So pre-production is complete. So now I go to production. Move the card to the in production list. So I take that, I move it over to production, and I come back here. That's moved. Remove the card tag of pre-production and assign card tag in production. So I'm going to check that off right now. Come back up here. Take that out of pre-production, move it to production or in production, which is right there. And if I close it, it's in production. Okay, film the introduction if in complete only if performed. So I sometimes have those. And I did have one for this one, so we'll check that off. film the main portion. I'm doing that right now. When this is finished, I am going to check that off. And there'll be a conclusion, so I'll check that off when it's done. And if I have any B-roll clips, so basically extra clips that I needed to superimpose over any talk or anything like that. Complete only if performed. Well, I'm not going to have any for this, so I'm not going to complete it. And then after all the filming and everything of that sort is done, I move on to post. So move the card to post-production. So I'm going to move this over to post. Back down. That's move. Remove the card tag in production. Assign card tag of post-production. Come down to post. Oop, there it is. And then move all the files to the raw storage folder, which is in that template folder that I told you about. Basically, all of my camera files will get moved over to the raw footage folder. Review the files. So I'll play them and decide which ones are the ones to keep and which ones are essentially bad. And I move the bad files to the floor folder inside of there. So I do that. And then I use OpenShot to do my basic editing. So I'll edit the video and I'll render a release candidate 1, RC1 video. So I'll do that. And then if I need to, I bring it over into that rendered video into Kdenlive for text additions. So if I do that, great. If not, I leave it empty. I'm not going to bother with this one. So, and then I would render an RC2 or release candidate 2 video. And then what I do is I bring that release candidate video into Shotcut to render my release version, which is essentially just a compression. It's just a compression release, and then I title it release. And then I upload the release into the card here out on Nextcloud. And then over on Solaria, I will download the release onto Solaria for publish upload. So I'll do that. And then I'll delete the release from the files just because it's really big. And I only have 2 gigs of space. So I don't want to use up all the data or that storage space with videos. So I release it from there because I've got a copy on my machine here. And there is a way that I can actually link up a special network drive to it. But I haven't bothered with that. I haven't looked into how to do that because I wouldn't want to have it on the machine or on Solaria. I'd want it on its own box of sorts, which I might have I might have a video about a possibility of a machine for that. So keep an eye out. But once it's downloaded, I delete it from files to open up that storage space. So then I either publish it right away or I schedule it. So I move the card to publish or scheduled list. So that'll go over here. That back up, bring it down, remove card tag post-production and assign card tag publish schedule. So I'll just come that up here. Post-production, publish schedule. So there we go. And then that's done. And then I go ahead and I upload to YouTube. I schedule, if not making it public immediately, upload to Odyssey, and then I schedule it if I'm not making it public immediately. If the video was scheduled, delete all the tags and assign the scheduled tags. So let's just say I scheduled this video. So I upload it, I scheduled it, I uploaded it, I scheduled it. And let's see, and then I'll switch that tag out to that, remove that, add that, and it's scheduled. And there we go. And then it will actually sit here in the publish schedule folder as scheduled until it's released. Once it's released, I've got one section left to go. And that is the post live announcement and card deletion. I will go out, I'll announce it on X. I'll go out onto Disroot, I'll announce it there. I'll announce it out on Matrix for the STL guys, switch to Linux. for anything that's for Disroot in particular, I'll announce it on Disroot's chat, which is XMPP. I'll do that, but I don't have it here because I don't tell them about everything that I release. It's just not appropriate. I only put announcements of Disroot videos out there. And then once all of those announcements are done, I delete the video card out of Nextcloud and it is gone. So there's the template. There's the video description. There are the tags. So, and I've gone through and I've completed, of course, this was already done. So at this point, the video is complete and it's out and it's announced, and there's no need to track this anymore. So I would just close this and then I would come out here and I would drop this down, and there's an option. You got many options here. You got assign to me. I'm not gonna because it's just me. Move the card. I do that manually. I just drag it. I don't deal with conversations because I don't have a team. It's just me. Card details, archive card, delete card. Now I could archive it, but it doesn't delete it. So I was archiving for a while, but it was just adding, taking up space. So I actually unarchived everything, deleted because I just didn't need it anymore. But I will just delete the card, and poof, gone. And then it says card deleted, and I have a chance to undo it if I so wish. And there it is. It's undone. There we go. So I don't need this anymore. So I'm going to delete it altogether. It says card deleted, undo. No, I don't want to. We were going to leave it. And there we go. All right. So there's how I manage and track my videos from a project board standpoint, using Nextcloud. I was using Taiga in that Disroot once provided, because I could have that similar functionality with cards, because each card with its own user story. And for those who don't know what Taiga is, it is it's project management in the agile methodology and stuff like that. And I liked using the Kanban side of it because each Kanban card was a user story. And inside those user stories, I could have all of my details. I could have all of my tasks as their own thing, as like a sub object, and everything like that. But at some point, Disroot decided not to carry it anymore. It wasn't being used for what it was truly meant to be used for, and there wasn't enough people actually using it. And so that's perfectly fine. And when I was talking about it on Disroot, Muppet actually took a moment to say, hey, well, if a Kanban is all you're really looking for, then, we actually have the application deck on the Nextcloud instance. And I went out and looked at it, and of course, I'm looking for something similar to what Taiga had. My user story, and then below that and off to the side, tasks. And it doesn't have that in deck. So, but that is what I was looking for. It wasn't there, but there's a separate application called Tasks in Nextcloud that I did start to use. So I had them separated out. I had all of my videos listed in the Kanban over on deck. And then I had all of those steps, tasks, as tasks, out on the tasks application. And then, and I'm like, all right, I'll make do, stuff like that. It's not all together into one. And then about a week ago, months ago, I had seen this thing called to-do lists. And, I saw them out on Forge Joe in particular, because the guys at Disroot do use it in their Forge Joe, which is a Git solution, and they were using that. Well, they are using that, and it's really good and everything. But about a week or so ago, I started playing around inside of Deck, and I discovered the to-do list. That is basically a fancy bullet point list. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I had an apostrophe, an epiphany, and I say apostrophe because I like to play with words, changing the spellings and stuff like that. It's especially in chats. I'll change the spelling of a word. I use silly spellings because of gamers and stuff like that. Sorry, just fixing my hair. Um, there, I'm beautiful again. Mostly. Now I'm beautiful again. No, but I learned about how to use the to-do list and stuff like that, and started playing around with formatting and putting out my steps and everything like that. And before I knew it, I'm writing. Everything was looking like I'm a professional Git entry writer. So it's like, am I a developer? No. Am I a project guy? No. I'm just an idiot that just makes videos. So there we go. And but it looks really professional. It looks really good. And as I continue to use it, I continue to make little edits, changes of colors on those tags, because I'm not one to jump on all kinds of different colors for everything. It's like if you get one category of tag, I want it to be one color. And so I want a color to identify the category of tag versus each individual tag. I just think that's better. I think it's a better approach. But at least it is for me. So there we go. Do I necessarily need to use tags? No, but it helps. And it makes it look nice and it makes it look pretty. So that's what I'm doing. And there we go. So you now see my actual process for managing and tracking my video process. And, this isn't a business or anything like that. Is it going to be? I can't say right now. It might be. It might. I don't know. I'm thinking it over. Should it be something that I actually get into and monetize my videos? I don't know. The idea sounds great, but at the same time, is it really necessary? This did just start out as a hobby. Do I want to keep it as that? Maybe. I don't know. I have to think about it. So, but I just wanted to take a moment and show you the individual steps of how I manage and track my video production. And I hope you enjoyed it. So, come again in the future for videos. Like, subscribe, smash those buttons or whatever. And also, I highly recommend you come out to Switch to Linux on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern Time for the supporter stream, for which I am a guest on. And I also moderate the YouTube weekly news roundup on Friday nights at 8 o'clock. And I'm also out there on Odyssey at those times, but I can't moderate because Tom hasn't exactly set me up for that. But that's no big deal. If he does, great. If not, whatever. I'm there, and I say hello, and I welcome people as they come in, stuff like that. I kind of like voluntarily volunteered to kind of be not a showrunner, but kind of like, I'm like your Ed McMahon. If people remember the Tonight Show from back in the day, I'm kind of like the Ed McMahon, or the host's little guy that kind of sits off to the side to kind of run introductions at the beginning of the show and just kind of hang out and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the position I kind of like just launched myself into. And also, I watch for different things. If there's problems, I'll see it on the Matrix channel and I'll let people know if there's any issues, stuff like that. So I'm kind of like a man in the middle kind of thing. I'm just kind of like a communication relay. So I do that as well. So there you go. And that's it for this video. And that is my top secret production tracking and managing process. So thank you very much for coming along. Come on back in the future and we'll talk to you later. So thanks very much. Skál. Drink to victory.